Man, y'all know what it is. The real two-tet all praise to God for everything. I mean, every single thing. How y'all feeling? How y'all doing? Good morning, good afternoon, wherever y'all at. Talk to the boss. You know I'm going to listen. But look, I'm going to give y'all some information, man, that y'all might want to use. They say some news that you can use, but I'm going to give you this information that's going to take you a long way. So if you plan on writing a book, here are my secrets of writing a book. And I came up with a couple secrets of writing a book, and hopefully I can help you guys. Number one, you have to make time. So if you want to write a book, if you're a morning person, night person, indoor person, outdoor person, whatever you at, just start writing. You got an iPhone, right? You have a note section in the iPhone. If you like you have a notebook, just start writing out all your thoughts, writing. So look, when I first wrote my two books, right? I'm gonna go to my first book. So when I first wrote my first book, this was like during the pandemic. This had to have been like March, like the middle of March. And so I was in the parking lot and I'm like, I've always been a writer ever since I was young. I said, I'm gonna write a book. So I just started writing. I was outside. So every single day I would spend an hour just writing. I would just be free writing. And so my first book is called As a Man, 100 Codes for Black Males. And so how I got the title, I just kept on saying, as a man, as a man, as a man, as a man. And most of my books are for the youth, they're motivational books, inspiration, help books, like basically just motivate people to do the right things. The youth, like my target is the young men and young ladies. So when I wrote my books, all I kept on, when I wrote my first book, I just kept saying, as a man, as a man. I said, it's the title. Boom. It was a booklet with 24 pages, some smooth, some easy. So I'm like, you know what? Boom, boom, boom. So when I wrote my second book, it was called Becoming the Best You by the real Two Tech, you know what I'm saying? So I wrote that book. It was like an add-on to the first book. So I just basically all the stuff I didn't use for the first book, I put on the second book. So that's why if you read my two booklets, they pretty much the same thing. I just added a couple things and did a little twist and turns on it, made things differently. So you gotta make time. Number two, you have to set deadlines. So when you write a book, you have to set deadlines. So when you wake up in the morning, or however you want to work on a book, if you're a night person, a morning person, whatever, you have to say, okay, what I want my book to be done in 6 months. So every day you have to be writing that book. So if you want to spend an hour, 2 hours. So every day, just write, get in that zone, wherever you got to go to in your house, wherever you got to go to outside, a park, a parking lot, whatever you got, like candles around the room, whatever. And you just keep writing, keep writing. So when you keep writing, that's when your thoughts start to flow. So once you just keep writing, that's when you'll get your topic of the book. Say for instance, you want to write a a book about action. You want to write a love a novel or something like that. You want to write books about that. You want to write inspirational books. So what you do is you just go in that zone. You basically put a lot of your stuff out there, put a lot of your life out there. I'm giving y'all some secrets now. You put your life out there, you just twist and turn your life. So basically, you want to write a book that's fake or whatever about people falling in love, a love story, whatever. What you do is you add your life and you just twist and turn so it could be easy for you. So anybody, we all need to talk about our life. We all have a book on our life because that's our life. You know what I'm saying? So you have to set deadlines. That's the most critical thing. And also, number three, continue, write drafts. So before you turn your book in, you're gonna have to do a lot of drafts. Don't worry about the editing. The editing part that's last. So just free write, free write, free write, free write. And we don't even care about how you spelling your words, because when you try to worry about how you spelling your words, you're just gonna keep going back and trying to fix everything. That's gonna take you longer time. You send that stuff to the editor when the final cut is done. So right. So when you're doing that book, don't worry about the editing part. Worry about that at the last minute. So, just continue to free write, free write, free write, and make sure when you're writing these books, right, make sure you got that time. Okay, you got a time on. This is what I used to do. I just put a timer, or I just look at the clock. Say I start my book at 8 o'clock in the morning, and I say I'm going for 2 hours. So I'm gonna go from 8 to 10. So whatever in my mind, I'm just writing it out, just making sure I stay on topic now. Just write it out, write it out, write it out, write it out. I'm just constantly writing every single thing, writing out everything every day for like 5 months. I want to have my book done in 6 months. I'm 5 months straight just working, writing. Then I'm writing, boom, boom, got everything done. I feel like I'm done. I send it to the editor. So I send a book to the editor, so I ain't gonna lie. I ain't gonna lie. When you send your book to the editor, you're gonna have to send it. This is what I did. I sent it about 10 times just to make sure everything is on point, making sure I'm reading and make sure I'm in cahoots with the editor, making sure I'm telling her what things go, or whoever editor you use, making sure I'm just in cahoots, like in communication. Tell them I want the book to sound like this. I want the book to sound like this. So you got to really be, like just in strong communication with the editor, the person that's editing your book, because you want to make it sound like you as possible, and just have them make it just flow well. That's what the editor is for, making sure things flow, making sure the period's in the right place, making sure things are just in the right place. So I did at least about 10 drafts before I turned it in, because I wanted my book to be perfect. And also I did 2 short books, because a lot of people don't like to read. A lot of books are becoming obsolete. People don't like to read anymore. So what I did was I made them so short that a third grader could read the books, and it could be so simple. So I had a method to all my stuff I was doing, making my books easy reads that everybody can get it. So you may not want to make your book easy read. You may have your book as a book, that, have a lot of information. You might have a biography on your life, and you might have a lot of details about your life. So that's what I did. So when you get down to the last part of the book, the last part, which is the easy part, just the biography, basically talking about what your book is about. You put your stuff on the front. You might give a little brief bio about yourself, like where you're from, where you're from, what your book is about, how long, not even, I said how long it take you to write the book, not how long it take you to write the book, but just basically all this, like basically like just a bio of everything, bio about your life, what the book is about, what you're trying to do with the book, who you're trying to help with the book, how can people reach you, how can people find the book. You might have your PO box on it, etc., etc. So once you got all these steps done, you come up with your cover. You can go your cover the book, you go on Google, or if you, it's an app called Fiverr. You got Fiverr. It's a bunch of freelancers on that app, and app you download on your iPhone. You could go to it on your computer. You create an account. You might have to pay $8, $10. Good prices. You can't beat the prices at all. So when you do that, you come up with the book. Boom, boom. You send it to the editor. Boom, boom. You send it to your editor. Next thing you know, you send it to the printer. Then once you send it to the printer, you got your book done. And so the user steps of just writing a book is simple. It's not easy at all. It's my secrets that I want to share with y'all. So if you ever think about writing a book, watch this video. Just play it from the beginning to the end. I promise you, this information is going to be very useful. Just writing a book. The main thing, just getting started, making time. Setting deadlines. Keep on doing drafts till you feel like you're ready to turn it in. Once you turn it into the editor, you're on the editor. Stay in strong communication with the editor. Once you stay in that communication with the editor, your book won't come out well, because she would know what you want with your book. Because sometimes when you let somebody like edit your book, they start trying to take over the book and start doing their own twisted things. So you got to make sure that you emailing them, talking on the phone, etc., etc. So once you got all these steps out the way, your book is going to be done. So you got to make that sacrifice, though. You got to put the time in. You got to make sure, hey, I want to have my book done in a year. So if you have your book done in a year, you start working on it every day. So take an hour out your day. So if you work in the morning, you're an afternoon person, you're a night person. Hey, before I go to bed, before I wake up in the morning, before I, go to lunch, I'm going to spend an hour doing this. I'm going to spend an hour working on my book. So these are the secrets of writing a book. If you ever think about writing a book, you can do that. You got audio books, etc. And also, all my books are pretty much gone, because I gave some books away and I sold a lot of books. Thank the Lord, surprisingly, because I didn't expect my books to be like that. I sold a lot of books. So in June, my third book is coming out. So when my third book comes out, I'm going to get copies of everything, and I'm going to just, continue to sell them. And I'm even thinking about putting them online like Amazon, so it could be easier for me, that I could just sell them instead of driving around all day dropping my books off. So y'all know what it is, the real Two Tap, man. Hopefully this video is very informative to you guys. If you think about writing a book, this is it, man. So this is Two Tap secrets of writing a book, the real. Holla at y'all later.